go live video.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Unapologetic with Mandrell. Period. And thank you for joining me tonight. I'd like to welcome my very special guest co-host of the evening, DL Saint from I Really Want to Know podcast, and he really wants to know.
Always show me some love, y'all. What's up? Welcome.
And
like I said, I was asked to come and stand in. I know y'all won't shoot, man. I'm sorry she's busy. She couldn't be here, but I'll do my best to fill in and do what I can.
Right. No need to explain to these clowns. They don't care about my sister.
What?
They don't care about my sister. You know.
Man, you better go take your meds, bro. Something ain't right.
They don't. Anyway, let's go to the chat and thank everybody for coming in. Let's see who's in the sanctuary tonight. Shall we? We shall. Lady Navoa, thank you for coming. DL Saint, I really want to know podcast is here in the chat. Thank you very much for coming and supporting us, DL Saint. Appreciate it. Dusto is here with rights that I don't have, and that's going to be a discussion later on. Okay.
For the back chat. That's a discussion for the back chat.
Yeah. Or a phone call. Y'all don't need y'all don't need to hear this. Shut the fuck up. Y'all don't need to hear this phone call. Y'all really don't. This ain't for y'all. Charles Washington. What's up? That's how he spell what's up. Yeah, but I get the sentiment though. I mean, it's just grammar and spelling errors kind of. Lady Navoa, once again, thank you for coming. I love you. You know that. Nothing but love and respect, Lady Navoa. Absolutely. Dre Blanco, what's going on, brother? How you doing? Who else is in here? Critically Drinking. What's going on? That's Arshawn from Critically Drinking. Another good channel, people. Go over there to Critically Drinking. Check him out. Like and subscribe to his channel. Let's see. Jill's Chocolate Boutique. Thank you for coming. That's a wonderful woman there. She makes chocolate candies and stuff. She'll ship them out to you and whatnot, man. Dre Blanco raves about it. I'm gonna try it out too. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
Valentine's Day's coming up. So
send me her website or whatever so I can order some.
All right, cool, no problem. Jill, if you're there, you can drop your website in the link to your website in the chat. We don't have a problem with that. Advertise your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Get as many eyes on it as possible. I'm gonna be hollering at you for Valentine's Day for real.
Okay. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you sure will, won't you?
Yeah. Valentine's Day coming up. I am the single one. Hey, how you doing? She's waving at us. How you doing? I am the single one. Nice to see you.
Fight the power.
We have to have a discussion. She and I have to have a discussion.
And she held her ground. Way to go, sis. I saw
she
you.
Does.
You ain't
she holds her ground. You're right.
But baby, quit. Whenever you want to make your point, don't be apologizing up front. I'm just saying, I don't want to this and that. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But fuck you. That's how it should go like that, baby. You should put the hardness in there. Put the hardness in there.
You telling her I am the single one to go hard in the paint? She should. I mean, it's like you said, here, it's full contact over here. We'll be nice and sweet to you. But hey, look.
Hey, what they say in that movie Life? What they say in Life? Don't be scared. Not in here. Don't be scared.
I am the single one. Suck these jokers in the mouth. That's what you need to do. Yeah. You can and she's so lovely and polite too, right?
So lovely and polite. Is. We're telling her like, nah, be ratchet. Be ratchet. Learn from the 304. Only when you talking to us, not in everyday life. Only when you up on the panel.
Don't do that. Don't be ratchet. We love you, girl, just the way you are. We do. Ratchet. And who else? Beautifully animated. How you doing?
Hey, what's good, sis?
With that laugh, she kills you. You misspelled my name.
That good. Keep misspelling it.
No, don't do that. $3. Look at that for a super chat. A $3 super chat. By the way, thank you for the super chats, everybody. And we love those. We love super chats. You're supporting the platform. However, if you want to support myself and Shushu directly, what you call that? The cash app and the PayPal is scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, somebody CTE acting up tonight. Y'all see it, right? It's gonna be one of them kind of nights, y'all.
Whatever. Okay. Sad part is you're probably right. Goddamn.
Yeah, I got the same thing, bro. I got the same thing. It's all good. I'm
back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Down back in my bag and I ain't gotta brag. I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, she.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Again, the Cash App and the PayPal is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Now, all the money goes to my sister Shushu. I don't really keep it. I might say we get like $100 or something like that. I might keep $10. buy myself a cup of coffee or something. I don't know. I mean, it's just like whatever. I give it to her. I don't need the money. You know,
hey,
I don't need
shoot
the money.
In New York. Shoot in New York, bro. I'm telling you what, you need $1,000 just to go have a cup of coffee in New York.
I'm saying, right. I love that. I love that city, though. I love that city. Yes.
I'm a Miami guy, bro. I'll go to New York because that's the best place to go do comedy. Real talk. I'm supposed to be up there probably one more time before the end of the year. Going up there with my dude Ty Barnett. Shout out to Ty Barnett. You know what I'm saying? He's putting me on, taking me around to like all the good spots in New York. But look, I can't deal with the cold, and it's crowded.
Well, I mean, yeah. Thank you. I am the single one. She's gonna see this broadcast, and she's gonna know that you shouted her out, and she's gonna be very grateful. She's actually quite fond on the single one. She likes on the single one.
Yo, sister, I am the single one. You need to jump up when we drop the link. You need to jump up and you know what I mean.
Obviously, yeah. Your insight and your opinion. We do value your opinion here. Seriously, I mean, it's
real talk.
Yeah, I saw her. She and I need to have a conversation. We do.
Yeah.
I like her perspective on things, but I mean, I think I can help her. Unless she's just flat out, this is what I think, and there's no change in my mind. If there's no change in your mind, then there's no change in your mind. No point in talking. Anyway, to the subject of tonight.
Just real quick though, sister, listen closely. I am the single one. Mandrell's gonna come to you and he's gonna say this.
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
Say no and run away, all right? When he says that, say no and run away. Just say no to the Sith.
No, join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
Don't do it.
No. But seriously, yeah, I like her perspective on things. I mean, I think you just about ready to turn the corner on some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, she's going the wrong way with that. Or her perspective is like, okay, she's a little too binary with this, with these three things. Because there's some things that require more nuance, but she's kind of binary with it. I'm just like, kind of, but not. Anyway, that's a whole other topic, whole other show. Anyway, we're here tonight to talk about censorship. And has it gone too far? Because there's no debate about it anymore, people. We are being censored. Period. Our speech is in fact being governed and regulated. So my thing is, and it's done to make people under the auspices of making people feel safe.
Yep.
Okay, and make them feel good. But it seems like the only people who are really catching the brunt of this are us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Good Times. So,
just looking out of the window.
Exactly. Look at your man here. I always thought they got funny. I always thought they got funny.
Hey man,
anyway, yeah.
That's every black person should have that picture hanging somewhere in their house.
Seriously,
right next to white Jesus.
No, not white Jesus.
Should be
not
right
white Jesus.
there.
But no, the thing is, like, we are being censored. Period. For example, the First Amendment protects our rights to freedom of speech, right? But then why we have rules? Like, you can be arrested for making a death threat to someone. Now, the First Amendment protects us from the threat of law. It protects our speech from the threat of law, meaning we cannot be arrested no matter what we say. I can say, you want to do something harmful to a police officer while he's pulling you over for a traffic violation, and that cop can't do anything about it. Freedom of speech, right? Yet in the U.S., public speech cannot include obscenity, defamation, death threats, incitement to violence. Things that are considered harmful. And you have private companies that take it far too far to just appease people. Take YouTube, for instance. There's a lot of guidelines and things that you cannot say. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, they'll strike your channel. And, as you know, too many strikes to take your channel down. So, my thing is, you're not veterans. We fought for our right, not only everyone else's right, but our own right as well to say what the fuck we want to say.
Cool.
So,
and for those of y'all that don't mean what hua means, hua is army talk for fuck yeah.
Exactly. So is it right then for private companies? We'll start with this one. Do you think it's right? And everyone in the chat, if you want to cam up, please come up and give me your answer to this as well. Do you think it's right for private companies to be able to censor speech just to appease other people and spare their feelings?
You know my take on this, brother. Like I said, man, that's what we did. You know what I mean? We understand, like, probably more than most, what it means to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That's something that most people don't. They take those words lightly. You know what I mean? There's a quote from Ben Franklin. So, because a lot of people start talking about the founding fathers and this, that, and the third. What would the founding fathers think? Well, I'll tell you exactly what Ben Franklin thought of this sort of thing. This is a quote. Ben Franklin once said, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety."
Absolutely.
And that's what's going on right now. The founding fathers, the most radical of the radical, the true OGs.
Yeah. And most of them were deists. None of them were Christians. Not one. But yet people like to tell, this is a Christian nation. The founding fathers were not Christians.
Nah, they just wrote it in there. You know what I mean? Right off rip. They understood. They were realists. They understood what was going on. They knew the people around them. But that's true, though. People are so willing to give up freedoms for a little bit of false security. Look at what we do going into the airports these days. Look at your toes. Now, Brother Mandrell and I are not going to give too graphic examples like what could happen. But Brother Mandrell, wiggling your toes, taking your shoes off, to get on the airplane, does that make the airplane safer?
No. It's nonsense. It's nonsense, dude. I mean, it's like you said, it's a false sense of security. No one thinks about these things, you know, and companies do this kind of stuff so they won't have to put real money behind it, real money and manpower behind it. Like you said, what's wiggling my toes going to do?
Nothing. If America was serious about securing our airlines, securing the passengers on board these airplanes, they would do what El Al does. They would do what the Jewish community does, right? And they would have meaningful security precautions on board every single aircraft, right? And again, I don't want to get into details because I don't want to get these crazy basement dwellers ideas. But just understand, their airplanes, their security protocols make sense. They're effective. Why? Because they know people are trying to take them out, right? Yeah. So here in America, wiggle your toes, take your belt off. What does that do, people? Really? It makes you feel safe. It's dog and pony. And for those people who are willing to give up a little bit of liberty, being able to keep your shoes on is a liberty. Paid for by men and women who told the line, right? Keeping your belt on is a liberty. Those people want to give that liberty up for a sense of security, which is false security. They deserve neither liberty or security. Ben Franklin, y'all.
I agree. And I am the single one. Shout out to CJ 100.
CJ 100.
100 podcast. Anyway, Beautifully Animated says some people want to do. Some people, if someone wants to do evil, they're going to do it. That's true, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. I am the single one says corporations don't censor to protect people. They actually censor to protect profits. That's absolutely true. 100%.
That's just the smart right there. That's just the smart right there, boy.
Yeah. I mean, it's 100%. But my thing is that right to do? Because here's the thing, and if you're not going to censor people, what do you do about racists? Right. If we're not going to censor people, you know what I'm saying? What do you do about people who are racist, anti-Semitic, and just flat out hateful people? You know what I'm saying? People who are real misogynists who really do hate women and say all kind of crazy stuff about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, my question is, how far do we take this? Like, to protect people's freedoms? How far do we take this to protect people's feelings or heritage, if you want to call it, if we're going to censor any part of language? And should any part of language be censored at all? I mean, because think about it, like you're going to have white people calling you the N-word left, right, and center. Now, my thing with this, tell you what I think. I don't think any language should be censored at all. You should be able to call me the N-word if you feel like it. without the threat of law. But if I punch you in the mouth and break your teeth, you shouldn't be able to call the cops on me either.
Right. Notice what he said.
Accept the consequences of what you're doing.
Right. Freedom of speech, but not freedom of accountability. Freedom of speech, say what you want. I want to hear you say it. I want to know that you're a misogynist for real. I want to know that you're anti-Semitic for real. I want to know that you're racist for real. I want you to say it. Right? There you go right there. There she go right there. I know. Right? As opposed to keeping it inside, now you blending in, you look like everybody else. I don't know where they at. You know what I mean? I want you to be comfortable and say that. Now, like, I agree with Brother Mandrell. You have the freedom to say those things, and I have the freedom, you know what I'm saying, to break your nose for saying.
Right. Like, for instance, you take this whole situation with Kanye, and I'm saying Kanye because I can't call him the other thing anymore. YouTube yelled at me.
Oh, you got in trouble?
They really did. YouTube really did yell at me for calling Kanye
the other one.
Yeah.
Because I said it yesterday in your honor. I said it when Shusha was on. I said it. I didn't know. I probably got an Instagram.
No, you'll be fine. It was a particular video where I was going in
all the way 100.
Yeah, I mean, I was down all the way up on that video, on that broadcast, right? It's
dumbass.
And so YouTube yelled at me, "Hey, that's bullying."
Did you tell him you had PT?
Dumbass.
No, they didn't care. They called it bullying.
Bullying?
Kanye doesn't know who I am. How's it bullying?
You should have sent them your DD-214. Like, yes, I am a trained bully. Green Beret, baby. Green Special Forces.
Exactly. It's like bullying. That's what inspired this conversation tonight. I'm like, okay, I get what you're saying, but let's face it. He had it coming.
Hey, man.
He had it coming for what he done. And the other one too. Well, not the other one. Kyrie Irving didn't deserve what he got. And, you know, it's just Kanye. I just feel no sympathy for him at all. You know, I'm glad he's in pain, to be honest. But I mean, I just have no sympathy. Kanye went overboard with it. He did something he knew better than to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? He said he was going DEFCON 3 on, you know, a particular group of people, and it's like, why would you say that? like for what? Like, what did they do to you except make you rich? They made you wealthy, and now you're gonna talk trash about them? Like, that's messed up. And then Irving, he said nothing. He posted a link to a movie that he didn't even watch. Come to find out, he says, I never watched the movie yet. And it's like, okay, most of the people who are screaming that he's being, you know, negative, most of them haven't watched the film either. So it's like, and plus with this situation, Amazon is literally making money off of that film. So if the movie's so bad, why aren't you going after Amazon and Jeff Bezos for making money off of it? Right. You're going after a basketball player.
Why is it on their platform? Because of freedom of speech. Because of freedom of speech, 1, 2, they're making tons of money off of it. Thank you, Kyrie.
Right. And the thing is, they're coming after him for posting a link to it. And no one knows if it's actually anti-Semitic or not. I went to go check it out, but it was behind a paywall. I don't pay for movies, GL.
Yeah, I mean, what they charge it for now? It probably was free, and then they moved it to $2. What they now?
Probably did. It was probably free at the time, and they put it behind the paywall since all the popularity came and attention came to it. Personally, I don't pay for movies. I'm not gonna tell you I get them, but
it depends on the movie. I know what you're talking about. I don't do that because you know, I rock with the entertainment business, so I go ahead and do it.
Oh, then you should know better. You should never pay for anything.
I pay for mine. But I hope y'all. I hope you ain't gonna bully me into being a criminal again.
I got streaming apps. I got bully me. Look, I got Hulu, HBO Max. I've got ESPN Plus, Disney Plus. I've got Netflix, Amazon Prime. I pay for these.
Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, I don't. All right, just I want to go on record. I don't. Okay, it's the prosecutor.
No, I pay for these services. You know what I'm saying? Like these are streaming services I pay for. It's like, why would I pay? Amazon Prime wants me to pay you more money for this film. Like, why would I do that? I pay you monthly. I pay you a monthly fee. I'm not paying you for any extra money. And plus, I buy shit off the website all the time. You get enough money out of me.
That's what's up. Hey, listen.
Public videos can create unfair, unsafe, conditions for groups they're against. That's true. I'm the single one. And also, how do you prevent misinformation? That's the issue with it. To me, that like she brings a good point. And
you got to bring her up, bro. You got to bring her up because it's gonna get lost in translation. It'll get lost in the chat. We got to bring her up so we can have this.
Yeah, well, that's up to her. Once we drop the link, she can join us if she'd like. She knows. I mean, here at Black Man Unfiltered Network, it's an open door policy with her. She's welcome anytime she likes on any show.
It's just the way is where the risk with free speech. Everything is a risk. There are risks with freedoms. Right, there are risks involved with maintaining our freedoms. This is what it all boils down to. So you know what I mean, love. I hear what you're saying, but from a warrior's perspective, we fought, bled. Some of us died for the rights. We're not worried about the risk as much. We'll
worry about that later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We'll figure that out later. You just need to have the right to do it. I am the single one. If you like, you can click the link and join us in the conversation. Like I said, your perspective is always welcome and wanted. So,
Brother Mandrell, I know you saw the monologue, Dave Chappelle's monologue.
I did see that. Nothing anti-Semitic about it at all. But you still had people, and that's the thing. You're never going to satisfy people. Someone's going to always have something to say. Someone's always going to have something to say. Like Kanye, I think he got what he deserved. Everything that he got, he deserved it. Yeah, Irvin, that's where I have an issue. That's why, because I'm like, okay, why so much? Why do you want to penalize him so much and make him jump through so many hoops? And he didn't say anything. And
right,
I guess I got to see the movie. But everyone who saw the movie that I know of said it was a boring documentary, even from people of that community. Of the people of the Jewish community, the friends of mine from the Jewish community who've seen it, they said it was a boring documentary. There's nothing anti-Semitic about it. It was stupid. And I was like, oh, well then what's everybody screaming about? They're like, I don't know. Some people are just overly sensitive. I said, oh, okay.
So I would look at like we're talking about comedians. No one is more First Amendment friendly, freedom of speech friendly than comedians. It's a comedian's job to push those boundaries, right? That's what it's to provoke thought. Great comics provoke thought. You look at Dave Chappelle and you look at Bill Burr. Right now, in my opinion, those two, that's it. Those are the two top guys. Every time they put out some content, one edges out the other. So I would definitely say Chappelle's on top now with that 15 minutes he put on there. But there's a story on BuzzFeed. I don't know if you're aware of this, bro. According to Page 6, now this is from BuzzFeed News. According to Page 6, which is another publication out there in Hollywood, Chappelle opted to show a fake monologue during the dress rehearsal for the show, because he didn't want the Saturday Night Live boss, Lorne Michaels, or any other staff to know what his real monologue is or was. So Chappelle knew he was going to be pushing boundaries. He knew what he was doing. And apparently, allegedly, he had two monologues. I got this one for the dress rehearsal. Hey, great, Dave, yeah. And then he came out with the real one. And the rest is history.
That would have been brilliant. Ricky Gervais does that when he hosts the Golden Globes. Like he never like in the rehearsal. Yeah. In the rehearsals, he'll do a whole nother set. He'll do one set, but then Showtime, completely different. Completely different. Like he'll just roast the audience. He just picks somebody. He roasts Hollywood, and it's brilliant. I love Ricky Gervais, by the way. I'm a legit fan of Ricky Gervais. I've seen nearly all almost all this stuff. Yeah, he is actually funny, and Bill Burr too. I love Bill Burr's stand-ups.
Bill Burr, right? Watching him and Dave Chappelle go, and it's not like there's some sort of competition. I mean, we watch each other's comics, and like, oh, he killed it, right? Because think about it, Bill Burr's Coco Chanel bit that he did in his last Netflix special was, oh, hey, hold on now, look what we got. Look who that show.
Hey, I am the single one. How are you?
Hey, I'm wonderful. How are you? Can you guys hear me?
We certainly can. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thank you
now
for
I'm finish my thought.
That I'm welcome.
You are.
Yeah,
like I said, every show on this network, You are open door policy. It's like I said, it's because your perspective is different. And I watched you on your program as well, like your last broadcast, where you're saying why you don't think you're fit for marriage. I was like, there's like nothing on that list that makes her unfit for marriage. We gotta talk.
Okay.
Right. I was like, we gotta talk. There's nothing on that list that makes her unfit.
And you know what? And to quote Dave Chappelle, gotcha, bitch.
Yes, you got me. You got me. I was sitting right there watching this.
Hey, Geo Saint.
What's good, love it? And you're welcome on my platform as well.
Right. I think I had to do another show, and I was doing on Black Man Unfiltered. I was here on Black Man Unfiltered. I think it was Monday. I think we were doing reactions at the time, so I had to focus on this one. But I went back and watched the rest of her show, and I was like, come on.
Well done. Well done, sister. That's how it's done. And you're more than welcome on my platform as well. I'm a definitely go subscribe to your platform. Has any of the mods drop your link in there so I can find it real quick? And but when you come to my platform, it's not as hard hitting as this one. Like I said over here, you girl, it's like you on the yard. You gotta get your shank ready because they coming for you, girl. Protect your neck. They coming for you over here.
Thanks for the advice. This is a great topic tonight. I really am enjoying this topic so far.
Yeah. So what do you think when it comes to censorship? And I agree with you. Companies and corporations, they protect profits. I'm a business owner myself, so believe me, I really don't care what people say. But at the same time, if I want to keep employees happy and if I want to develop a strong customer base, some things I can't allow and I can't stand by and allow and watch happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I get it. Yeah, and here's the thing. A lot of people don't know they have a duty to. They have it like if you are a CEO or CFO, every officer of that firm, if it's publicly traded, their duty is to their shareholders. And so they have to do what is in the shareholders' best interest, which is to make the business as profitable as possible. So I do think that, a lot of times it's not necessarily about right or wrong. And I don't think corporations should be our moral kind of compass, in terms of, what is right or wrong. I think it's just, basically, what's best for the business, what will appease the customer base and make people feel comfortable. Continue. Oh, she's so lovely. Hi, beautifully animated. See?
Hey. So, real quick, what do you think? Oh, yeah. Hi, beautifully animated. How are you? Thank you for coming. Yeah. So, honestly, when it comes to this, I'm all for people being able to say whatever they want to say without penalty at all. Mm-hmm. However, what I have an issue reconciling is I'm going to have to put a limit on that. There's no two ways about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my question is, where do you draw that line? Because it's difficult because today people are just overly sensitive and they have this shock and awe about damn near anything. Like there are people who are probably shocked about your broadcast on Monday. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, what's so shocking about that? I mean, and then you explain why you think the way you do about whatever you brought up, right? I was like, okay, well, there's her answer. There's her explanation. And I'm like, so what's the shock? She just told you. She just explained it.
Right. So, and real quick before you answer, just quick yes or no. Should censorship be allowed?
I think it should be allowed. I think because there are situations and scenarios where you can foresee how this could endanger a person or a group or a community. So I think, to the extent that we can be forward thinking about, potential dangers for people, I think that kind of censorship is probably worthwhile.
Here's my answer. Wait. Here's my answer.
Are you censoring her?
No.
Protect your neck. No, I'm not. I know I'm not.
He was right.
Protect your neck.
Animated. You've been here enough. You know the rules. 2 men enter, 1 man leave. You know what it is. Protect your neck.
I'm just joking with him.
Yeah. But my question is, and animated, please have your answers ready because I'm going to ask you the same questions, okay? I'm going to hear your perspective as well. Now, I'm the single one. I get it. However, where do you draw the line? Where do we draw the line? That's the part that I'm having trouble reconciling with.
Yeah.
I mean, can you draw a line?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can draw a line. You can definitely, have, a clear restrictions on certain kind of speech, and you can enforce that, right? But for me, it's, when you're endangering, disempowering certain groups or communities or individuals, to me, that's where the line should be, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But aren't you also opening up Pandora's box in the sense that now, let's talk about like the biggest complaint with guys in the manosphere, right? The RP world, right? Which is where, I dwell over there. So if a guy says that a woman, a guy says that a woman should be barefoot and pregnant and in the kitchen, right?
Right.
That gets censored. Right off rip. You can't say that on this platform. You can't say that on that platform. You're wrong. You're a misandrist. You're just, just that and the third. Or, yeah. So, a misogynist. I'm sorry. You're a misogynist. But if a woman says to delete all male babies, that doesn't get censored.
Oh,
so you see what I mean, or whatever. You fill in the.
Yeah, that's what she said. She was specific,
right? She was specific, but do you see that's a very slippery slope? So how do we? Because I'm of the mindset that say what you want to say, and then let the economy, let the people speak with their wallets. I don't have to cancel you. They're just not gonna come see you. You know what I mean? People just aren't gonna sub.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And that's what I do. So, I don't give you no subs. I don't give you my view. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I'm around a group of people that if you say, hey, this person said that, this, that, and the other, whatever, and I don't agree with it, I'm just gonna take your word for it. That's enough for me. I'm not gonna go over there and give them my view just to see it for myself and shit. Like, no.
Yeah. Well, and so I mean, with this, I agree with things like death threats. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a fit of rage and say, I'm gonna kill you, that happens. I'm not gonna take that seriously.
Right.
I'm gonna be real deal. I'm not gonna take that seriously. I mean, people say that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
When you're talking about genocide and you're talking about all these other kind of things, when you're saying that certain people are, subservient and all this kind of stuff. So sister first.
Both of them are opinions. It's just that one opinion is a person's preference, right? And you can't get mad at that. Like,
no, we're not getting mad at it, but we're censoring it.
No, I'm saying in general, you can't get mad at someone's preference. You know what I'm saying? And then someone else, the other person's opinion is basically a hit out. It's putting a hit on black babies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's dangerous. And yeah, there is a problem with, we have censorship and stuff, but censoring, but you don't even know who the hell to censor and who not to censor. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that should not be censored that there's like no problem with. And the things that should be censored are not being censored. That's a problem. Because I'm offended. I'm not offended with a guy saying, oh, women should be barefoot and pregnant and stuff like that. What I'm offended by is, oh, delete black babies and stuff like black male babies and stuff like that. That's a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but just to play devil's advocate, some person next to you might, I'm not offended by that comment about the babies, but I am offended about being barefoot and pregnant. Do you see what I mean? It's a slippery slope. So, sister, I am the single one. Because I stopped you from saying what you wanted to say because I asked this question, but what's the fix? If we're going to censor, how do we go about doing it?
Sorry, I muted myself. So how do we fix censorship?
Well, no, if we're going to censor, if we're going to enable censorship, how do we go about doing that? Because like what Sister Beautiful Animated was saying, one thing might be offensive to one person, but it's not offensive to the other person. And you got this thing that's going on. Who gets to judge? What's the process? So how would we go about censoring, keeping in mind this is America, the home of free speech?
Right. I kind of feel like I'm walking into something with this right here.
Really? Really? Really?
Yes. No. Well, it's up.
Really? Think he might be walking into something?
Run!
I don't know how to do it because there's this other piece, right? Because the other side to it is that for, media personalities, YouTubers, if you're a Howard Stern or if you're a YouTuber or the person that you mentioned that said the thing about babies, there's also, you are generating income by getting the clicks over, right? So, and sometimes in that kind of environment, people can be saying things that they don't even believe, right? They're just putting on a show.
Oh, let me add
on. So if there's some financial gain,
I am that same person has a image of a black man swinging from a tree by the neck, being hung, swinging from a noose. And no, I'm explaining to her. And on the other side of the tree is a black girl swinging from a tree on a regular swing set. So it's like not only she's verbally saying it, she's visually saying this crap. You know what I'm saying?
But now you into freedom of expression. Now someone would say that's art. They would argue that there's drawing a contrast of the African American experience in this country. So someone would look at that and like, man, that's art. It's thought provoking, right? So are we going to censor that, or was it done by David Duke? And he's basically saying, I'd rather y'all be swinging on the man's side of the tree than swinging on the little girl's side of the tree. Do you see what I mean about slippery slope?
Yes.
Who gets to judge?
Yeah, I totally get I totally get it.
And then your point about money is well taken. Because you have like shock jocks out there. There are comedians out there who simply go out there just to say the stuff, and it's funny. They don't mean it. But you might get a comedian every now and then who does mean it. And they just want an excuse to say the N-word.
Yeah. And we're in the viral age, where, people want these clips, they want these sound bites. And, if you're being enriched by being outrageous, you're going to keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yes.
Yeah, because with human nature, when it comes to anything, the tendency is to push things as far as you can.
Yeah,
that's what anything we do. If we're chasing a bag, we take it as far as we can. If we're in athletics, you push this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is we like doing, the tendency is to push things as far as we can.
That's what I was going to say about the whole freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech, but we also have people who abuse that right. Now we have people, we have censoring, and we have people who abuse censoring. It's, what I'm saying? It's like, it can't just stay good. It's got to be abused. Taken too far and everything.
What do you guys think about that, since you're warriors? And I think you guys bring a very unique perspective to this topic because you literally fought for, freedoms such as speech. How do you feel about, like Beautifully Animated said, how do you feel about when people abuse their rights and their freedoms?
Yeah, you go first there, Iron Mike.
How do you abuse your rights? I mean, it's your right to do so. How do you abuse it?
Exactly. Freedom of speech is just that. Freedom to say what you want.
How you abuse it is cyberbullying a person.
There's no such thing as cyberbullying.
Ain't no such thing as bullying. You know how you deal with a bully? You punch him in the face.
Punch him in the mouth.
Yeah, but you have to be a strong person. Not everybody.
No, you don't. You can have spaghetti noodle arms.
And then you go up.
If someone's bullying you,
you didn't cut me off. Him in the mouth. You didn't cut me off before I finished.
Protect your neck.
So you have to be a mentally, emotionally strong person to stand up to a bully. I'm not talking about physical strength, because anyone can take anyone. If you're not physically strong enough, there's weapons to be used to defend yourself against a bully. But it takes a certain.
I disagree with you, love. I disagree with you.
Okay.
And the reason I say, because the reason I say that is, it doesn't take strength to stand up to a bully. Standing up to a bully gives you that strength. Do you understand?
But
so you don't have to be stronger.
People who are the victims in this situation, they don't see that like you see that. You know what I'm saying?
They are victims because they refuse to stand up for themselves. Yes, you might lose. You might lose. But guess what? The bully goes to the point of least resistance. That bully will never come to you again because you stood up and you fought. Even though the bully may have won that fight, they'll never come at you again like that. And that's the society that we're living in today. We're living in a society. Okay.
I get that.
And the bully is because the bully knows that
it's not going to see their strength until after they whacked them all, that bully. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to see it your way as, hey, I'm going to stand up to this bully, therefore I am strong. You know what I'm saying? They see it after the fact. Not
the thing is, we all do is this point. Every single one of us. Now, I've had a bully before, and then when I gave him a palm strike to the mandible, I mean, he fell out and stuff and went to sleep.
Y'all know how long Mandrell been waiting to tell y'all that.
This is bone right here.
Y'all know how long. Do you know how long Brother Mandrell's been waiting to tell somebody that? He's like, I just can't wait. One of these days, we're gonna be able to tell him about this bone, this mandible. I'm gonna take the palm strike. But Brother Mandrell has a point. Here's the point I wanted to make. Yeah, I'm Rock. I'm just playing with you. Here's the point I'm trying to make. We grew up. Brother Mandrell is way younger than I am, but we grew up, and I will argue that his generation is probably the last generation that grew up like this. We grew up with stand your ground, stand up for yourself. I was not allowed to run home to my mom and tell her I got bullied, because she would walk me right back down to that school to go deal with that little boy, because all the grown-ups know that little boy's a punk. Mm-hmm. All the grown-ups know that. And if I don't have my son or daughter stand up to this little punk right now, they're going to be a punk. They're going to be a coward for the rest of their lives. This is the problem now. We got all these bulldozer parents, taking care, running down, and, I'm going to have a strong word with the principal over there. So-and-so is bullying my child. Man, you better tell your child to. We're talking about kids too. Think about this. We're not talking about going to get the pistol. We ain't talking about going out there and doing permanent damage to somebody. We're talking about when you were young and you were growing up. These are one of the first lessons I learned, right? If he bigger than you, pick up a stick and knock his head off. I'm not going to kill somebody with a little bit. The stick's going to break. But the kid's going to run away crying. He'll never touch me again. And then they would also tell us to not be a bully. So my argument is simple. I'm not a strong person if people perceive me as a strong person. I'm not a heroic person if people perceive me that way, because I was born this way. It's because I stood up as a young person. I refused to lay down. I refused to be a victim as a child. Now we have a whole community. We have a whole country full of people who are scared of everything. We're talking about words right now, y'all. And that's why I'm so glad Brother Mandrell picked this topic. People are deathly afraid of words. There are words we can't say on YouTube right now. Now, I agree with Sister the Single One. I agree that the corporations have to protect their interests, which is money. Yeah. I get that. I understand that fully, and I accept that, because I clicked that I accept their terms. They set the terms. If I want to be on here, their platform, and make a little bit of money, I got to agree to their terms. But as a man, as an American, as a warrior, you can't be a coward. Right. I refuse. I'll tell you that story, and I'll shut up for a minute and go make myself a drink. My little daughter, she was 11 years old at the time. She's at school, and I told her, anybody hit you, anybody touch you, this is what you do to them, and then I'll come sort it out. So some little boy came up. He probably liked her. I don't know, he pulled on her hair or something like that. She took out her bottle of water, and she kabonged his ass. Bam! Right upside his head. She got in the car and told me, Papa, what's up? I had a fight today. What? What happened? She told me what happened. He came up and he hit her. That's what he did. He came up and he hit her. I said, what you do? I took my water bottle out and I hit him in the head with it, and he ran away. I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll go talk to the teachers. No, you ain't got to talk to nobody. She like, nobody saw it, Papa. I say, all right, that's my little gangster. It's my little gangster daughter right there. That's my little gangster daughter.
We got a few comments here.
And I'll be right back, y'all.
All right, no problem. Luke Hazley. Hi, Luke Hazley. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the support. Appreciate it. Good to see you back. Good to have you back. Her first comment was censoring people would have people only show their true colors behind closed doors. True. Very true. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Next one is censoring is teaching young people to be weak by canceling others instead of fighting back with words first, then with force. Yep. I mean, because it's an outlet. You got to get it out somehow, you know? Yeah, people saying words are violent. That's right. Luke Hazley, you're hurting my feelings with these words you're using. And I'm going to have a black eye in the morning with these words you're using. They're violent. She also said, hi, beautifully animated. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So, shout out to Sir Hill Speaks. Shout out to the World Class for coming and showing us support. Thank you guys for coming. I agree with Luke Hazley. I don't think censorship should be a thing by and large. However, when it comes to business, I get it. I get it. Now it brings me up to this question of Alex Jones, right? I am no fan of Alex Jones at all, right? He's very flamboyant. He's very loud. He's a conspiracy theorist. And he says some things that are absolutely ridiculous.
Horrific.
To say they're in bad taste would be the understatement of the year. But he said them. Mm-hmm. My question is, and so he got sued, and the courts decided that he should pay $1 billion
with a B
in damages. Yeah, billion with a B, followed by an alien.
Wait, okay? What? An alien?
Yeah, for what? For damages.
For what? Because you know what he did. For those who aren't familiar, it was an active shooter incident that involved a lot of children, little kids. And he said that it was all faked and it was all staged and it was done as a political stunt and this, that, and the third. And those children who were slaughtered are still alive and well. And he's been pushing this narrative for years. And that's what he said. Now,
right.
That's the tough part about free speech.
Now here's the thing.
He's allowed to be sued.
But the thing is this: the Constitution protects us from any kind of legal punishment directly. It directly protects us from that. We can say whatever we want to say without the threat of law. Right. However, in this case, the law literally ordered this guy to pay $1 billion, which is in direct contrast to what the Constitution says. This is a gross violation of this man's civil liberties.
That's what you call unconstitutional.
You have the law and you have, I'm sorry, DL.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
But you have the law, like, you have criminal law, and then you have, you have civil court.
Yeah.
Right. So like if you and I have a dispute, I could sue you civilly, even though I didn't do anything illegal and I might not be going to jail. But say you caused me some kind of harm, I could sue you. Right. Was that the case with this scenario?
Well, he directly didn't cause them any kind of harm or anything like that. I mean, my thing is this: you can't sue someone because they hurt your feelings. Now, here's what happened. Yeah, here's the thing. Now some people heard what Alex said, and they took him seriously. They go out and start griefing the families of these poor families who've lost their children in a school shooting. Right? They go out and start griefing them and calling them up, making death threats and all this other kind of crazy, weirdo stuff. Okay, that's different. That's harassment. You can't call them up and make crazy comments like that and keep calling them and showing up at their house. That's harassment. That's different. That's not speech. What Alex Jones did was sit behind a camera and say words.
Right. I mean, he started something with those words.
No, he didn't. He didn't force you to go out there and do that. Beautifully animated. I think
it don't take
hold up. Beautifully animated. I think
you should take much to start
beautifully animated. People. Here's the thing. I would like you. I think you should get in your car in the morning, drive across town, and drive back. Now, if you do it, I don't think it's because I said so. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if you do it because I say so, that's not an indictment on me. That's an indictment on you. the people who are watching it and went out and did this stupid stuff. But somehow they're not being held accountable for their actions. Well, some of them were, but Alex Jones is. He's paying for their mistakes, which isn't right. And it's under the umbrella of, well, he said some lewd comments and they were hurtful things. And they were, he said some terrible shit, keeping it 100. But, and again, I am no fan of his at all. His content just isn't for me. I have nothing against him personally. But this was, that lawsuit, he never should have been sued in the first place. Then they ordered him to pay $1 billion. $1 billion.
He's
I don't feel sorry for him.
Hold on, one at a time. What you got, Beautiful Animated?
I said I don't feel sorry for him.
Okay, I don't either. But I mean, the Constitution is the Constitution. Rules are rules. He
started some shit, and the thing is, you say, oh, you can't just tell people what to do and they do it. Stupid people. It don't take much.
Okay, what do you say? I am the single one.
My question was: is he appealing this $1 billion, and is he worth $1 billion?
I don't think he's worth $1 billion. Number one, he's paid now. Beautiful.
No, he's worth some money now.
Let's keep it 100. He's worth a few hundred. He's worth a few $100 million.
The point was to break him. So
that's the thing.
So his platform, his platform Infowars. This is off Associated Press, right? His platform Infowars. He's the host, Alex Jones. And his company were ordered by a judge to pay an extra $473 million for promoting false conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook school massacre, bringing the total judgment against him in the lawsuit filed by the victims' families to $1.44 billion. So that's what he's ordered to pay. So he's not worth
$1 billion though.
Nah, he ain't worth that.
He ain't worth $1 billion.
They are trying to take everything. That's the thing.
So here we go. Now here's the thing. The judge imposed punitive damages, right? So right away, this isn't criminal law. It's kind of like what the single one was saying. Like, so we're in a different court. These are punitive damages on this guy because he repeatedly told millions of followers the massacre that killed 20 first graders and 6 educators were staged by crisis actors to enact more gun control. So that was the narrative that he was pushing. That's the lie that he was telling. Right. And they took him to court. But here's the thing. Free speech. That's included under free speech. Now, what y'all are saying, well, you got people out here doing dumb stuff. If I tell you to go jump off a bridge, you jump off the bridge. You're responsible for that, not me. But with this kind of stuff, DL Saint told, dumbass over here to jump off a bridge. Well, DL Saint was joking, but that's what he said. And the guy, you should have known the guy was stupid. He did it. So DL Saint owed me $1 billion. You know what I mean? So you can't, again, we're taking away responsibility. Be responsible. That story I told about my daughter, the reason I told that story is, my daughter is not a victim. Do you think she's going to have a problem dealing with the next bully that comes along? No. The way she carries herself, those bullies are going to stay away from her. And she's going to carry that with her for the rest of her life. My daughter will never be a victim. Why? Because she stood up for herself when she was young. And why did she do it? Because her father had her back.
Right.
And now this thing here, I agree with you, Beautifully Animated. I'm surprised the dude is still breathing. If my second grader lost their life in this situation, that man wouldn't be able to walk right. And I tell him, every time you say this, every single time I hear this in the media, I'm going to come and hurt these knees. Every single time. You know what I mean? And guess what? He going to stop. He going to stop.
Because the thing is, you have to put yourself in the shoes of those parents who lost their children.
I'm not even thinking about that, love. And that's another thing. I'm not thinking about that. Right. He has a right to say what he wants to say, and I have a right to go do what I want to go do. If I want to go bend the law a little bit and break his knees for these lies that he's spewing, then that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold him accountable. Like Brother Mandrell was saying. He can say what he want to say, but it's responsible for it.
Yeah. Go to Luke Casey's comment at 9:31. Luke Casey's comment at 9:31. Okay, see, this is why I like to have Luke Casey here. Okay. We agree. Number one, we agree a lot. Number two, she says stuff like this. that is setting a precedent for anyone to be sued for making any type of speculation, censoring speech. Yes. Thank you, Lucas. And the thing is, people aren't thinking about that. Yeah. This lawsuit does set a precedent for you to be sued for speech and be held legally liable for speech, which the First Amendment protects you from directly.
Yes.
Law.
That's what suing is. Anybody can sue you for anything.
No, not for speech.
Not for speech. That's it right there.
No. You may not win the lawsuit, but people can be sued for anything.
I hear what you're saying.
File.
Yes, they can file. I hear what you're saying. But right away, they should tell you this is free speech. Kick rocks.
The lawyer's getting paid, so he ain't gonna.
They're not gonna do that.
But kick rocks. You're not gonna win this case. This is a free speech case. This is the law of the land. If you don't like it, go to Germany. If you don't like it, go to China.
No, it's worse in Germany.
That's what I'm saying. If you don't like it here, go somewhere else. If you don't like it, go to Germany.
We can't have this conversation on YouTube in Germany or Russia, bruh.
But you get my point. Yeah. Leave and see if you can find better.
Yeah, that's true.
As bad as America is, and I can tell you, and I think the brother next to me will back me up on this. As bad as America is, still the best country on the planet.
Still is.
Was it the attorneys that got that informed the families regarding like what he was saying and what people, or no, they were being harassed?
Oh no, yeah, they were being harassed. Yeah, they were being harassed, and the new and plus what Alex was saying was all over the news and all over every media outlet was all over this. Now keep in mind, this happened a couple of years ago. It happened right after the Sandy Hook massacre, and he came out and said some just really egregious stuff. It's like, bro, what's wrong with you? You know, it's things like that that'll make you sit there. If you listen to it on the single one and Beautiful Animated, you're like, bro, what's wrong with you? Yeah, why would you say that? And he got worse and worse and worse, over the course of 2 weeks. And it's like,
clicks.
Why are you saying this? And it's
clicks.
Just clicks and clout
and money. Look at Brother Marcus' statement right there. You see his statement right there?
Mm-hmm.
And he's right. That statement right there. And again, that's a Marine. And I would ask Brother Marcus, is censorship right or wrong in your opinion? You know what I mean? Should freedom of speech be protected? And that's a Marine. I don't know what he's going to say.
Yeah, he's going to say censorship is not right. And like I said, when it comes to business and private industry, there you do have to draw a line.
Yeah, you should get fired.
And my question is where do you draw that line at though? I think I agree with the ladies. I think when it comes to if you own a business and you have to see to your bottom line, I do think that you have to draw the line at racism and threats to a person's life or bodily harm. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. And you can't have racist people. If you're racist, you're not working for me. I don't care if you're black and you hate white people. You're not working for me. You know what I'm saying? I can't have a person with that mentality under my employ. I can't do it. I mean, that's just, I don't rock with that. I'm not a racist myself. And just because I'm not and you are doesn't make me right and you wrong. However, let's be real, man. We're not fucking cavemen. We all know that racism is stupid. The very idea of it is dumb. It makes no difference what a person's skin color is. So you should know better, especially today.
Yeah, and to Beautiful Animator's point, don't get it twisted. My heart goes out to those families who had to survive, the family who lost their children to this horrible massacre and has to deal with this. My hearts go out to them. But this is not the way to get your quote unquote revenge. The judge and everyone else is like, yeah, we're doing this for the families and they went through this horrific thing. We're going to use the court system to levy, justice. Nah, man, that's it. He can say those things, right? If you want to have sympathy for the guy who goes and breaks his legs. Have sympathy for the guy who breaks Alex Jones's arms. I'm not condoning violence in any form, YouTube. But for those people who go out there and they go do that, when it's time to sentence them, have sympathy for it. Like, you know what?
Right.
temporary, insanity, whatever. We're going to give you a suspended sentence, whatever. You going home. You ain't doing no jail time. That's how you do it. You don't infringe on freedom of speech because, again, that security that they got with this judgment, $1.44 billion, which they'll never get. No one's ever going to get any of that money, right? You set the precedent. Now, if you say something that I don't like, beautifully animated, now I can take you to court. I'm going to take you to small claims court for $10,000 because you said I had a big head, which I do. But I don't like the way you say. But you see my point.
Yeah, I see your point. And let's be clear. Did you really think I thought you had something against the families? Come on now. No.
No, but this yeah, but beautifully animated. I'm like, this is insane. So beautifully animated, when it comes to private industry, private companies, corporations, things like that, or small business, where do you think we should draw the line when it comes to what we allow and what we do not allow in terms of speech? Shout out to Tommy B, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Over there in Oakland. Don't speak to him, ladies. He already think he's the shit. He's too cool for school.
Hi, Tommy.
Okay. And brother Mandrell, you should read Sister Lucchese's point right there, man. That's another. You're right about Sister. We need to get her on a panel.
I told you, Lucchese is awesome. I told you, Lucchese is awesome, man.
Right.
Awesome.
Like
this is why I love having her here.
But you gonna read that, bro? You want me to do it? You gonna read that?
Go ahead.
She says anyone who questioned anything about the jab was shut down and banned from social media, which is a fact. Now we're finding out some scary stuff after the facts. Yes. Not okay to shut down questions or opposing views. This is what I mean. Right. And this is what I mean. Where do you draw the line? Who's the judge, jury, and executioner and all this kind of stuff? She's absolutely right. people talk about the jab. I took the jab. But here's the thing, though. I took the jab. Why? Because I have anthrax floating around in my body, plus a bunch of other unspecified serums that the United States Army put in me that they now say that they didn't put in me. Right? So, yeah, I'm like...
Right. Look,
I ain't about to add to the bullshit they put in me.
Right. Like, Tommy...
Hey, that didn't take me out. Let me see if this will.
Right. Ladies, Tommy's another veteran. He was in the Navy.
Yeah. But no, I think that's...
He'll speak on it. It's like...
I think that was a clear agenda from the government with that situation. But I think the Sandy Hook thing, I kind of disagree with you. Defamation is defamation.
Now,
in what way, brother?
Was it defamation, or like is he allowed to say?
No,
because again, like I said,
listen, you're allowed to say what you want. You're not free of consequence. If I go into a movie theater and I yell fire and somebody get killed in a trample, it's on me. Period. It's on me.
Or is it all the people who panicked?
No, it's on me. They panicked because of my words.
I gotcha. Now here's the
thing. What I'm saying? If I go to that movie theater and I don't say shit, they sit there and they enjoy their movie. If I go in there and I scream fire, or if I scream it's a bomb, and everybody starts running to get out of there, that's on you. You created the situation. And in that situation, he created a situation to put them people through trauma, whether people want to like it or not. No, it is, bro.
But bro,
because you got to make
it's not the same thing.
No. This is what you're not seeing though. Is you got to remember how social media is. So you're talking about somebody who has extreme influence. Mm-hmm. And so he starts that. Guess what happens when they find these parents of these victims online? Oh, you're a fucking crisis actor. Oh, you're and now they got to go through that dump shit because this dipshit decides to put that out there.
Exactly.
But what about the dipshits who believe him and just run off that nonsense?
They wouldn't have nothing to believe if he didn't push it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, so who do we hold accountable for? What do we do about the people who actually took action?
It's just like what we say about Kanye and all of these people with this influence. You have to be careful with your influence.
Yeah, I agree with that. You do have to be
careful. Alex Jones had a hell of a lot of influence.
He did. That's true.
And he pushed that narrative.
Level of accountability for the influencer and the actual perpetrator of the act.
That's why I say all of them. All of them need to be served.
Well, Brother Tommy, let me ask you this. And I mean, it's a little pushback. I see where you're going with this. And
I see where you're going with it too.
I see where you're going with this. But if I'm litigating the case, if I'm the defense attorney, now it's a question of, well, how much influence does he actually have? I never saw any of this. I'm going to keep it 100. I never saw any of this.
Alex Jones shit?
I never saw any of it. I heard about it, but
that shit.
I never saw.
I saw all of it too. I saw all of that.
So, but the point being, okay, what's big and what's not big?
And I saw him before that too, but that shit was actually making the news, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. It was actually big news.
Yeah, Tommy, I said it earlier. This was everywhere in the news when it happened.
But hear me out. I read about it, but I didn't see it. I wasn't on social media like that.
No, I was about to say no. I seen it.
Right?
Like I
exactly.
I've seen a couple of conspiracy theories or whatever, but this one was kind of direct towards people. See, when you're talking about like, hey, the government's responsible for 9/11. You could say the victim, but it's not really towards the victim. When this one, he's specifically telling people who lost children, you're liars. You didn't go through what you went through. And now and see, I think the biggest problem is the minions. Yeah. Is the minions. See, I'll give you a perfect example. It's like the Raiders and how rowdy they know the fans are. Now, if somebody from that team goes, if we lose, y'all should go beat some ass, and then the Raider fans start knocking motherfuckers out, that's on you, bro.
You use a different example. January 6th. Former president told all them people to go down there and take the country
back. And I believe his ass should have been held accountable like a motherfucker. We know because of how high he was in government why he wasn't. But had that been like an Alex Jones type motherfucker, he'd have been in the same situation. They'd have towed him up.
And see, that's my point. You got a person who's holding the highest office of the land telling people to go do something. That person is absolutely responsible. Absolutely. Now, how big is an Alex Jones? How big is a Black Man Unfiltered? How big is a DL saying I really want to know? You know what I mean? At some point, the argument is, well, I wasn't big enough. Or I didn't know I was big enough.
Millions. Like he
had millions.
Alex Jones was a boy.
In a country, and we got how many Americans? 400 million Americans?
Almost.
I mean, look at what Kyrie going through. He had 4 million followers. I'm sure, but do you see the argument I'm making? But no, this is my difference though. Kyrie made a tweet that we literally didn't know about until the news took it to another level.
Right. I still never saw that tweet.
Huh?
I never did either.
I still never read the tweet.
I don't know one person that saw that tweet. We all saw the aftermath of the tweet, which actually blew the movie up, which makes it goofy as fuck to me anyway, because y'all didn't want it to be seen and y'all made it a top-selling movie. But with Alex Jones, he had bruh, for me to come across him, he had a following. Because I ain't following shit like that. Okay. So for me to come across him, he had a following. All
right, let's pause it for a quick second. Let's bring OG up, J Speed. Let's bring OG up real quick. He's been patiently waiting.
Yeah, the real OG. Here we go. What you got for us, OG J Speed? What you think about this situation? Censorship.
I got some shock jock shit right about now. I'm gonna be shock jock all through this goddamn whole show.
I'm about to say, you look darker than a motherfucker.
All you saw is eyes and teeth.
That's what you supposed to say. That's the shock. That's coming in with the shock jock. All right. Cause y'all don't fuck me up. I'm trying to eat a piece of watermelon, make me almost swallow 38 seeds. Goddamn it! Can't even get my goddamn watermelon down and spit them seeds out right. How y'all fuck up a good piece of watermelon like that? I don't know. Anyway, this is the problem with all this shit right here. Okay. I remember back in the 60s or the 50s, a man did a radio show say the world was getting ready to come to the end. And everybody was tuning into that show.
Orson Welles, War of the Worlds.
Okay. So, see, this is the petty shit we goes through. Okay. Think about it right now. Most of all the shows you see right now have some kind of gay actor in it, right? A gay person, a gay relationship, right?
Okay.
Most of all the movies coming out now, they have that right? So, if I go right now and put on, if I'm a famous person, and put on that, put a tag on to, I just seen this movie, and just put it on my tag and don't say anything about it. Do that mean that I'm supporting gays? You see what I'm saying is, everybody always talking about what was bad in that thing, bad in that movie, whatever it was. It seemed like it was more of a commercial soundbite than anything. But look, there was a lot of truth in that shit too. See, everybody always talking about what offend people. Offend people with a little fat ass little boy coming beside you and tell you stink. Now you can't reach down and tell that little boy he's fat as hell, but he can tell you he stink. Wait a minute, I know some of you can throw the motherfucker off the bridge. Hey, well, I already know that, but I'm just saying in general, the decent person wouldn't throw the goddamn boy off the bridge, but some of you would. I understand that. See, we gotta stop saying, regurgitating what the media say. If you ain't went there and looked at the thing and you don't know historically what is, I put on one last night was way worse. And that was Mr. Farrakhan. He did it 8 years ago. He broke it down with the secret. So I'm not even getting in there. But what I'm trying to say is, it's a lot of shit on this internet. I hear brothers calling people knuckle crawlers, niggas, bitches, and all that other kind of stuff. That's language y'all don't got used to. I call that shocking language. Because back in the day, you used to get your ass whooped for even saying shit like that. So what I'm trying to say is...
What they call them, OG?
Huh?
What they call
bitches,
them?
Knuckle crawlers, and all kinds of old shit. Motherfuckers, booty scratchers, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is, shock jocking has always been. Only thing different now, you got a bunch of fucking amateurs out there who's trying to outshock each other. Look at the goddamn videos they do when they running playing tricks on people in the street and shit like that. Some of that shit is not as worse as some of the shit we just hear people talking about. There you go. But anyway, you know what I'm saying is? What I'm saying is, I seen a motherfucker walk up and take a police gun out of his holster. You know what I mean? Now, he was sitting in the car at the end saying that it wasn't nothing but a prank. But the police say you don't do no shit like that. But I'm just saying is, we live in a generation where the next person want to do something better than the next person to get attention. And that's what most of it is. And you a stupid ass and you follow that bullshit if you want to. That's up to you. You know what I mean? Even if, look, if I go in the theater and holler fire, if you stupid enough to stay around there until the motherfucking police come in and investigate and lock your ass up, you stupid as motherfucker yourself. You know, if I was going to holler out some shit like that, I was going to be gone by the time them motherfuckers come. So what I'm just saying is, there is accountability, responsibility in everything you do in life. But you know what? Most of this shit ain't nothing but entertaining in the first place. And in your life is so dense that you have to listen to every word that a motherfucker say like me, who swallowed 38 C's just before we got on here, goddammit. You stupid as hell too. So I had to tough my skin coming on the internet because I never heard all these bitches and niggas and stuff. Oh, motherfucker, you ain't shit. You should die. You be surprised at the shit that people don't told me on it. Now, I could report them to the police and say, the motherfucker's bullying me. But you know what? I reached back and hit the motherfucker with a sledgehammer. Hit the knees, the cap, and I catch the old granny coming out the house, push out a wheelchair. I don't give a fuck what I do. When you come at me, your whole family's a fucking target. Yeah, that girl right there, I picked her out about 3 weeks ago. It was a guy used to come on to he had 5 women. And you know what I'm saying? When I put her ass up there, I said, yeah, you got 5 women. You spend all your money trying to shave her ass. And you ought to see her back. You think the front look bad? She got hair way thicker in the back.
That's how y'all do it. He came on Final Thoughts. Fire.
Right. Yeah, J Speed, thank you for coming up, man. I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna get you. Yeah. You always show up with a mic drop. You always do. You always show up with a mic drop. Shout out to Sherelle who's in the chat. Thank you for coming to support and showing your support. Thank you to Luke.
I've been in the back. Waiting for y'all little skanky ass to come back there.
Okay. We're gonna now move on to final thoughts. First up will be Beautifully Animated.
Man, Jay came up here speed talking.
Beautifully Animated will give us final thoughts first. Ladies first. There you go. Give us your final thoughts. Beautifully Animated.
There's freedom of speech, but when people abuse it, they need to be. I'm sorry. They need to suffer consequences and stuff like that, especially when it's going to harm other people. As far as censoring, no, because that's being abused and misused and stuff like that. So no, I can do without. So I'm Beautifully Animated. Beautifully Animated speaks. IG Beautifully Animated without the space. And catch me here on Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays on Dusto Show. if you want the truth and want to be educated and get different views and stuff, Black Man Unfiltered is where you want to be. Every time they go live.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hugely animated. Yay.
Yay. All right. Next up, Uncle Tom, everybody's favorite uncle. If I had kids, they'd be calling him Uncle Tommy B. I don't have any though. But
yet.
Yeah, that's true.
I got a couple you can borrow.
Oh yeah, you can have them right.
I'll put them in a package for you.
You can have them right. You can have them right back too. After I'm done playing with them, they start breaking my stuff. All right, Tommy, you can have those back now.
All over my living room.
See, what you get? What's your final thoughts, brother?
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with censor, but I do think we need to get back to the old age of not speaking on politics and religion in the business. I think that's what's kind of gotten us in this weird place where people feel comfortable speaking on that, at the job site, whereas back in the day you didn't speak on that when you was at work. And it's hard with this internet thing, because people got that screen courage, and they feel like they can say what they want. So at a certain point, you do want to say you don't want to censor people, but at the same time, you got people that abuse it. You got people, like we all say, I don't know how you get cyberbullied because all you got to do is turn the computer off, but I shouldn't have to turn my computer off. I shouldn't have to avoid, Facebook and when I say that, I mean, because some of these people do follow the steps you're supposed to do to avoid those people, and they'll go to the extreme to still fuck with you, whether it's, we've seen it in this space, 17 fucking accounts to keep on coming back and all of that weird shit. And that's, when I think that, shit gets kind of out of hand, because you got people out there that's just kind of unhinged or whatever. So where I do think that we shouldn't be censored. I see it from both sides, man. I see, how the liberals are just, over the top. You can't even be a comedian these days, damn near. But then also see it from the other side where, like I said, you got people on here that just, they over the top with it as far as like damn near on stalker, shit. So, and then even if you look at the situation with the Pelosi, shit, a lot of that is radicalized from this, dumbass political shit that we got going on. So it's a layered conversation. But ultimately, I think in the reason why all of us were overseas at a certain point in time was to defend the freedom of speech or whatever. And ultimately, that's what I stand behind. I just think there's certain situations where you do need to mute some of these dumb motherfuckers. But other than that, appreciate it. Good show.
Yeah, Tommy B. Thank you very much, man. Appreciate you coming out and showing the support, man. I mean, it's good to have you back on the panel again.
Yeah, bro. I gotta get you on my platform, bro. I gotta get you on this. As a matter of fact, we might have to continue this conversation on my platform, bro, because I really want to get into that. It's because I'm a firm believer in the First Amendment, but I hear you. What you're saying makes sense. It makes sense to me, bro. It makes sense.
I'm free until the 29th. So
we'll work it out.
Y'all got me.
Bet.
Okay. Okay, appreciate it. Yeah, you should come back more often, man. Jeez Louise.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I pop up. The kids, man.
You got all them children, boy.
Man. Yeah, that's true. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, hang out in the back for because we'll be back there after the show. All right. I am the single one. Again, thank you very much for joining us on the panel. I appreciate your perspective, and it's something like you have a perspective and a voice that's needed out here in YouTube.
Protect your neck. Protect your neck, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna ratchet it up a little bit, guys.
Yay!
Thanks so much for inviting me. This was an amazing topic. And I learned something. I always learn something. I always have a laugh. That's why this is such an amazing platform. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to Shoo Shoo. And also thank you for your service. For the two of you, for Marcus, anyone else in the chat that
Brother Tommy B, he was Navy.
Yeah, Tommy B was Navy.
Absolutely. Anyone else that I might not know, thank you for your service, for us to even be having these kinds of discussions and, thinking about these kinds of questions. So that's all I wanted to say for my final thoughts is thank you, and thank you.
No problem. You're quite
Join me, and together we can rule the galaxy.
Stay away from me.
That's right. We have to talk. We have to talk. I mean, like I said, she's onto something with this whole, with her perspective on relationships. She's onto something.
Yeah, please keep coming back. You know what I mean? Your point of view was definitely needed. You're outstanding. Handling yourself in here. Like I said, you're definitely protecting your neck, and you're more than welcome on my platform as well. So yeah, shout out to you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, mods.
No problem. Thank you for coming. And shout out to once more to Lady Navoy in the chat. Shout out one more to Lady Navoy in the chat. Fantastic moderator, Lady Navoy, and a down to earth person. She keeps me in check sometimes. She does.
Everybody got to keep you in check, man.
No, but she'll see me. She'll see me. Getting ready to get off the chain. And Lady Navoy say something in the chat, and I'm like, and she'll pull me back. Hey, Mandrell, hey, Mandrell, chill out. All right. Since you asked. Okay.
Hey, look, y'all. All I gotta say is
shout out to Queen Smiley Rules. Shout out to the panel and great show. Yeah, shout out to Queen Smiley Rules. How you doing, Queen Smiley? We would love to have you on the panel too tonight.
For sure. But again, she making it happen. You know what I mean? Queen Smiley is truly a queen out there in the streets, making it happen, keeping raising up those young babies to be great, responsible adults, men and women. So shout out to you, seriously, Queen Smiley. You making it happen out there. You're a Black Man Unfiltered. And y'all, just so y'all know, when Brother Mandrell, he okay now going back and forth in his chair, but when he start getting that little tick, don't ask him about no seafood, man. Ask him about shrimping. He turned into Bubba. He be telling you everything about shrimping. You know what I mean? Like shrimp kebab. You know what I mean? Fricassee, gumbo, boiled shrimp fricassees. So just be careful when he start ticking like that, man. That's CTE, y'all. It's all good. He ain't gonna hurt you if he know you.
Anyway, yeah. What are your final thoughts on this whole topic?
You know, man, I'm a purist when it comes to the First Amendment, bro. I truly believe in freedom of speech. I don't believe in freedom of accountability. Freedom of speech. Say what you want to say. You know what I mean? But when people come see you, they deal with you.
Yeah, be ready for the smoke.
Be ready for the smoke. I absolutely see the other side of it. I absolutely see that. Corporations are something different, right? Because they're ruled by money, cream. Cash moves everything around me. Cream. You know what I'm saying? Dollar bill, y'all. Shout out to the Wu-Tang. So I understand what corporations are doing. But I do not believe in censorship in any form. I agree, like you can't be, calling for the eradication of entire races and this, that, and the third. I get that. But outside of that, nah, man, you should be able to say what you want to say and let the market correct your ass. Let society correct your ass. But we're in a world now where you can't even shame people. So if you can't shame people, if you can't correct them, if I can't come see you without the police locking me up, then I guess you're gonna have to use censorship, huh? I just don't like it. And it goes back, and I'll end with this. Benjamin Franklin, those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. I stand on Ben Franklin's words right there. So that's my take on it. What are your last thoughts, bro?
Same here, man. I mean, you can't let someone spook you out of your rights. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like that's what the country does. They use these little anecdotal incidents and see what just happened here this one time. It could happen again. Next time it could be you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, and they do that to spook people into giving up their freedom. And one by one, we're giving them away, giving our rights away, giving up our freedoms, and they're going to take advantage of it full force. Because the fewer freedoms we have, the more control the government has. And the government doesn't need to be in control of everything. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I think the government has too much control over too much. In my opinion, of course. I mean,
and when you say government, I hear 1%.
Yeah, that too.
They have too much.
They're the ones paying the salaries. Let's be honest.
They foot the bill.
Yeah.
Who else got $60 billion to throw into a political race?
I'm saying, dude.
60 billion, y'all.
This nonsense with these super PACs. What? Unlimited funds.
Unlimited, untrackable funds. That's another conversation for another day.
Exactly. But my final thoughts, you can't. I don't believe in censorship at all. I'm with you. I believe in you should have unlimited free speech, but you must be willing to take the responsibility. Okay, you say the wrong thing, somebody punches you in the mouth. Hey, you got to eat it. You know what I'm saying? You look at what you did.
Got to eat it, y'all. So
you got to eat it. Look at what you did, and with along with you and I am the single one. I do understand the whole thing with businesses and corporations. I understand the position that they're in. I also understand the other side, just like you. When Tommy came up here, yeah, I get that. But and I agree with Beautifully Animated. When that comes in, well, if you're gonna hold somebody responsible, everybody got to go downtown.
Everybody.
You're gonna get Alex Jones. You got to find everyone who did something stupid and get all of them too.
Lottie dottie, everybody. Good point. That's how y'all get to that 1.44 billion. Everybody got to kick in.
Thank you. Not just Alex Jones, the rich guy. Everybody got to kick in.
Everybody got to go find heads and make them come kick in their little part. $1.44 billion. Yeah, that's how you do it. So I would like to say, brother Mandrell, outstanding job, outstanding topic. Shout out to brother Black Man. Shout out to brother Dusto, sister Jenny. Shout out to you, Shushu. Thanks for having me on and let me try to do my best to fill in those big shoes. Cause you know your sister a legend in these YouTube streets, bro. So I feel honored and humbled that you guys even asked me to step in. You know what I mean? Outstanding show, brother. Well done.
Not a problem, man. Thank you, and thank you for coming. Standing in for my sister. She's been rather busy lately, but it's all good things, you know. I'm proud of her for sure. You know, brings a smile to my face to see that little joker do her thing out here.
She ain't little no more, boy.
She's still little. She always
ain't
will
little
be.
No more, boy. But
still,
hey, listen,
y'all keep your eyes off of her. See that? Look how little she is.
Man, look at your 8 head.
Hey,
listen, damn, boy.
You got one too.
Okay. I got head quarters. You got like the 8 head, bro. You got that Ferengi head going on right there for y'all.
Most of that is the afro, man. Come on.
No, it ain't. Afro ain't made of skin, boy. God, dog.
I can't believe people cut hair like that. Like they never edged up the front and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
In the 70s, man, the late 80s, they didn't give a damn about a hairline
at all. You know what I'm saying? Like they cut the sides here, edged that up, and around here in front of the ear, but. Like the you know in the front they wouldn't edge that up.
He was a kid, they didn't care. Like going somewhere, kid. But outstanding show, bro. And yeah, to find me, I always forget to say this, man. I'm DL Saint. You can find me on YouTube, DL Saint. I really want to know podcast, y'all. In fact, I did a show with Shushu, one of my favorite shows. Y'all got to check that out, man. She really gave up the secret sauce on Hollywood, y'all. Y'all really want to know how it works in Hollywood? You really want to know what it's like to be an actor, a writer, a director? Y'all need to check that out, man. Shout out to Shushu, man, because she kept it 100. I rewatched it myself and was laughing. It was like a great show, man.
It was a great show. But thanks for having her on there. And thanks for being such a gracious host when you had her on there. But all right, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for supporting the platform. And until next week, we are out. See ya.
Peace.